Hey everyone, Giancarlo Veronini here. I'm joined by Eric Benish of Visual Concepts, and we're here to have your first look at the Michael Jordan content in NBA 2K11. So, Eric, tell us a little bit about what we're going to be looking at in terms of this very specific content in the game.
Sure. And the first feature I want to talk about is something called the Jordan Challenge. The Jordan Challenge is 10 games that kind of define what we think defines Michael Jordan's career, his legacy, what people basically remember him by. And the concept of these 10 games is you're going to be able to play as Michael Jordan in all of the Bulls teams. You know, we have the rights to guys like Pippen and Horace Grant and Tony Kukoc and tattooed Rodman and untattooed Rodman and all of the other starters from all the teams you're going to be playing against. So everything in this mode is very authentic feeling. You know, we have signature shots for all these guys. We have plays. Everything when you play this mode is going to feel authentic to you. The courts, the uniforms, the commentary, everything. So just to give you a couple examples of some of the types of games we have one we call the Arrival. This is the 1980, I think it was 86 playoffs, 85 playoffs against the Celtics when Michael Jordan kind of burst onto the scene with that 63-point game. It prompted Larry Bird to call him God disguised as Michael Jordan. Something that kind of brought Michael into the forefront of the NBA and began the legacy that is Michael Jordan. And as you play through these challenges, you're going to start, seeing the bad boys Pistons with, Lane Beer and Thomas and Dumars. And, from there, we kind of move into the 91 Lakers finals. We're going to see Magic Johnson and, that epic, playoff series that was the Bulls' first ring, kind of got things rolling for them. And the important thing with the Jordan Challenge is we're trying to tell, the story of Michael Jordan's career here. This is really important for fans, our age. We can kind of look back and remember these moments and relive them and just, what that meant to us. And, for our younger fans, this is a chance for them to kind of learn about Michael Jordan and what defined him, as a player, in the NBA and how he helped shape the NBA into what it is today. So it's something that we're really excited for our fans to kind of, get the controller in their hands and just play.
Yeah, I mean, there were great players before Kobe Bryant, so this certainly, if not the greatest player.
Of course, we're putting people in the golden era of the NBA here.
And it seems like you guys have really put a lot of work into making this mode like super authentic. Like these players play like they did back then. They have the same plays that they had back then.
Absolutely. One thing, you can't just stick, a head on a guy and say, look, we have classic teams. That's not something that we're at all interested in giving to our fans. We do have great likenesses for the guys. That's something that was very important. But it's all about getting these guys to play like they played in real life. And that includes, accurate tendencies for every single player. That includes the actual plays that these teams called in these games. We have full play sets for these teams. So when you're playing the game, you're not just shooting with Michael Jordan. You're running the plays that team ran in 85 or in 91 or 97 against the Jazz. And that's something that's really, really exciting. And
something else that we'll be seeing in this mode too is that the progression of Michael Jordan actually aging.
Sure. When you play that Arrival game, that's rookie Michael kind of bursting onto the scene. He has little hair, he's a little skinnier. You'll notice the way you play these games is a lot different too, based on which Michael you get. Rookie Michael, physicals through the roof, couldn't hit an outside shot. Well, he can, just not like he could in later years. And this clutch, he doesn't have that killer instinct in his clutch yet. But as you play like that Jazz series, which is the tail end of our Jordan challenges, 97, 98, the physical skills are down a little bit, but the clutch is intense. The shooting skills are great. So you kind of have to play these challenges a little differently. You kind of have to play, like Michael played at that point in his career.
So, and obviously, like one of the challenges is scoring 69 points. So, in order to be successfully complete these challenges, you score the 69 points, or are there other like sort of sub-objectives?
Yeah, it's not just win the game. Win the game. Every challenge has 3 or 4 different objectives. Winning the game is obviously one of them. And you're trying to match what Michael did in these games to kind of pass it. So that Arrival game, he scored 63 points. That was his coming on the scene moment. You have to do that, while shooting 50% from the field and get 6 assists as well. We have the game against the Cavs when he scored 69. And I think the hardest one, actually, for me, I was just playing this morning, is the 91 NBA Finals. You have to get, I think it's like 12.5 or 11.5. No, it's 11 assists a game over the length of an entire series.
Nice.
So you really have to play differently. You're not the scorer in that part. You're more of the distributor. So it's not just shoot every time down the court with Michael. That was something that we don't want people doing. We don't feel that's a fun experience. We want you to get the team involved. And that's what we did with these kind of objectives.
And so, in addition to the challenge mode, are there any other sort of Michael Jordan specific modes that will be in the game?
Oh, absolutely. We're not limited to just this. When you complete all 10 Jordan challenges, you're going to unlock an entirely new game experience called MJ Creating a Legend. And this feature allows users to be player locked to Michael Jordan. So the difference between the Jordan challenge is you control every player on the court. In the MJ Creating a Legend, you're only Michael Jordan. So when you get subbed out, you're on the bench, with a camera, you can look and watch the game from the bench. And when you get subbed back in, you're playing as Michael. And it takes place in today's NBA. So you can pick Michael Jordan, obviously, and you can put him on whatever team you want to put him on. I think a fun one to start with, for the casual users, the Heat, since taking his talents to the Heat is a lot of fun. They kind of start Dwyane at the point and Jordan at the 2 and Braun 3, Bosh 4, and someone at 5, Haslam, Anthony, whatever. Yeah, he's not going to get the ball. Who cares? And it's really cool. You can take Michael Jordan through his career in today's NBA. It's a lot of fantasy involved. What happens if I pair, Kobe with Jordan, or what happens if I put Jordan on the Clippers, and whose town is it? Is it Jordan's town? Is it Kobe's town? You can kind of make whatever stories you want out of it. And the whole point is just to relive Michael's career in today's NBA and, see what he's capable of.
And also, this mode is interesting too because you can actually sort of build Michael Jordan. You can kind of develop his individual skills, right?
Yeah, when Michael comes into the league, he's rated 79 in our game. And that affords you a lot of room to upgrade him. And as you play through these games, you're going to get points that you can spend on upgrading his attributes. So, like I said earlier, rookie Michael, not so good of an outside shooter, doesn't have a great clutch. And those are things you can start building up right away into making Michael, the ultimate 99 rated player.
And one of the things that we were just talking about a little while ago during the demo was that the inclusion of sort of the Air Jordans in this game.
Sure, I don't think any integration of Jordan is complete without, the Jordan shoe brand, being in the game. I'm proud to say we have all 25 Air Jordans in the game this year, and users can unlock these shoes just by simply playing the game. We're not going to send you on some wild goose chase where it's, go score 40 here, go win a My Player game, go play at association. If you just play the game anywhere, quick game, online, offline, anywhere you play, you're going to unlock Jordan shoes. And we're not restricted to just the 25 Air Jordans, which we have all of. You also have 15 other shoes from the Jordan collection, and that's, the CP3s, the Melos, the Dwyane Wades, and just other shoes from the Jumpman collection just to kind of, fill things out.
And the best part is you don't have to pay hundreds of dollars to look at these things and learn about them.
Right, but they're just as rare as the real ones. So, those 12s and, whatever, those are going to be hard to find. You're going to get the common shoes early, and the harder shoes are going to be, later on in your playing experience.
So what are we looking at here in terms of platforms and release date for NBA 2K11?
So the game releases on October 5th, and it's on a number of platforms. See if I can get this. It's Xbox 360, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 2, the PSP, the Wii, and the PC.
Wow. Great. Well, thank you for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Awesome. Yeah, well, that was your first look at the Michael Jordan specific content in NBA 2K11. Now let's go back to the show.